Okay, good morning everyone. So today we are going to do some model tree for our music box project. Before that, I already downloaded some reference image on the internet. So let's take a look. First thing is delete the default cube and go to the front view and go to Shift A. Before that, let's turn on the shortcut view R. Press Shift A and choose an image, reference image. And let's go to the downloading image right here. You can scale up this image. Press S for scale up. And also we can go to here to change the transparency of your reference image. And remember, it's better for you to import your image on the side view or front view. Otherwise, your import image will be declined. Okay, so first thing, let's try to create this pie tree. Let's press Shift A and go to Mesh, create a cylinder. Press S and Z, scale this one up. And press G, Z, move this one down. Go to the edit mode, press tab key, go to the edit mode. And for now, I hope the bottom part will be wider, thicker. So I need to select all the vertex right here. But it's better for you to go to the wireframe mode to select the vertex. Otherwise, you will only select half of the vertex. Let's press S for scale up. Alright? The next part, the things I want to do is that Ctrl R, increase more segment so that I can create more detail. Okay, so right here is pretty much done. I want to select some of the face, so let's go to the face selection mode, choosing the face, go to the front view, and extrude face along normal. Every face and every object has a normal face. So if you want to extrude follow the vertical direction of the object itself, you need to choose an extrude along normal face. So let's do it again, extrude along normal face. And now the final part, I think I want to scale this one down. Go to the front view, press G, and go to the vertex mode, G, move this one down. Okay, so this is the branch. And also we can create some unflattened part of this tree trunk. So it will look more realistic, not completely symmetries. Alright, so next part, we can jump to the object mode to add more object. But for this time, I want to add object inside the edit mode. So Blender will see all the objects as one model. Let's press Shift A again, create one more cylinder, and move this one up, G and Z. Scale up the bottom part, and move this bottom part down. And I think this part is supposed to be more, well, smooth. So I want to create more segment in the middle. So you can using Ctrl R to increase the segment. That's the loop cut. And you can use your middle mouse button to scroll and increase the number of the segments. Alright, so let's leave the segment in the same position. So just press ESC to cancel the move. And hold on your Shift and Control key, go to Edge Selection mode. Let's choose in this part and deselect the wrong part. Hold on your Control key and you can deselect. Control B for bevel, and you can use your middle mouse button to increase the segment. Okay. Now let's choose in this one. I want this part to be smaller, so let's using Shift and Auto key again, do the ring selection. Press S for scale down, hold on again, Shift and Auto key, scale down. And Shift Auto key, Control B for bevel. Alright, so this one is pretty much done. So let's choose in this tree again. Hold on the L key and you can select the linky part. I think it can be bigger, so I will increase this one. Shift D and GZ, move the things up. GZ. Okay, and scale down a little bit. Shift D again, GZ. Okay, so now we have finished this one. Let's finish the last part. So let's go to the edge selection mode. Select all the edge. Hold on Shift and Auto key, and you can do the ring selection. Alright, so it's pretty much finished. So let's jump to the object mode and go to the solid mode. Take a look of your result. It looks nice, but I think for now it was too sharp. So right click and choose in Sheet Auto Smooth, so it will be done. So that's the first tree we made. Let's move this one to the side and create more. Let's press Shift A. Again, let's create one more cylinder. and let's press S and Z, scale up. Okay. So for the next part, the things we can do, I want to show you how to use in the bool tools. So first things, I think we can go to the edit mode and do some modification about the shape. So let's scale down, scale up the bottom part, Control R increase the segment, and scale down. Okay. So now, next part, the things I'd like to do is that, let's move this one up again, G and Z. Okay, so we can actually keep adding more objects because inside Blender, we can easily combine things together. Let's really Shift A and using cylinder, press S and Z, move this one up, scale down, and probably this is another trunk, so I will choose in RX rotations, and also using tab key, select all of them, scale down this one. Okay, and let's Shift D again, RX rotations, move this one up. Okay, so it looks fine for now. So, but for now, we can just directly select all of them, Control J for join, but that's not the things I want. So rather than that, the things I want to do is using Boolean tools. How can we join them together and also the typology is integrated? How can we do that? Choosing this one and choosing this one, press Ctrl plus, and you can join them together. So now if you go to the modifier, there is a Boolean tools applied on your model. And you can just click apply. So now these two things has really be merged together. Let's do that again. Select both of them, Ctrl plus, join them together, and choosing apply. So now it become a real trees. They have been merged together. I think we can have more. So let's go to edit mode, and I want to choose in the face in the middle. Go to the side view, easy for extrusions, and scale down. Okay. So for the rest of the part, the things I'd like to do is Shift A, create a metabole. Alright, so for this time, the things I'm going to use is something more advanced stuff. We can enlarge this metabole, and we can just directly Shift D, copy this one. As far as you can see, the metabole will automatically combine the things together. So it's a very easy way and a very interesting way to create the, let's say, the organic stuff. Okay, so let's Shift D and create the things you want. So now I think it's pretty much done. We need to, but if you select the metabole, it's actually not a mesh. It's not a polygon model. It's metabole. It's more like a particle or volume things. So we need to go to the object, convert, and transform this one to mesh. So now this one become polygon. You can apply the polygon modifier. Alright, so now since this one is pretty much finished, let's go to the shading mode. Probably it's a little bit too sharp, so if you want, we can choose in Shade Smooth, or we can just apply a subdivision modifier. We can press Ctrl 1, and you can see this one has been smooth, so let's choose Apply. So for this one, let's just choose in Shade Smooth, and Ctrl J, join them together. Okay, so this is the second tree which we made. Go to the side view, move this one down. It looks very detailed and nice, right? So finally, let's go to another one. Let's press Shift A and create a cube. Okay. Let's create a cube. Go to Tab key, choosing the face, and choosing the top view. Press E and Z for extrusion. E and Z for extrusion, or you can just extrude to the top and using Ctrl R for cutting your mesh. Okay, so for now, I want to retypology this tree into the shape I want. How can we do that? So now it's time for us to learn how to use in subdivision model. Just like what we did before, for this one, we apply a one subdivision model to make this one more smooth. And for this one, we can do that as well. You can just press Ctrl 1 for apply a subdivision model. Or you can choose in Ctrl 2, so you will divide for twice. So as far as I can see, once you apply the subdivision model, it becomes much more smooth. And if you go to the edit mode, press tab key, you still can see the original model. So you can use the last face to control your model. And if you don't like this way, if you don't like the outer frame, you can choose this one so the face will connect to the surface of the geometries. Alright, so let's go to the wireframe mode, go to the front view, choosing the bottom face. For this part, I hope it could be sharp and also smooth. So in order to do that, we need to mark sharp. Right click and choosing mark sharp. So this part will become much more smooth. And you can enlarge this one and you can press S and Z 0 and flatten this part. And in order to make this one more flattened, we have to create more face right here. So you can create one more edge right here, so it will look more smooth. Alright, so now let's try to do something about the geometry. I want to create more branch, so for sure we can using extrusion. So let's using extrude along normals. And extrude again, you can keep extruding, and then just like sculpting a clay model, we can go to the vertex mode, press G for moving, and R for rotation, RX for rotation, to make this geometry look like the things you want. Okay? So this is the first geometries. And remember, it's better make all these vertex be connected by the line. Don't create any kind of floating vertex. Let's take a look. If you create, for example, we can use a knife for cutting your edge, like the things you want. But if you create, okay, probably I want to cut a line like this. If you create a floating vertex in the middle, Blender doesn't know how to smooth this one. And when we are going to retypology, there will be something wrong here. So make sure all the vertex was connected. That's very important. Alright, I will select this one, press S and X, scale down. So this is the first one, the first trunk. I will go to the top view, and probably go to the front view, EZ for extrusions. Okay, and Control R for increase more. So now let's choose in all of them, rotation a little bit, and scale down. Go to the vertex mode, choosing this one, and choosing the vertex, RX for rotations. Okay, I think for the detail you can control by yourself. You don't have to completely follow my my order, because this is a organic tree. So probably I want to increase more right here, and also I think I can create a tree tumor right here. So I will extrude again, extrude the face. But remember, this is just a low polygon model, so it doesn't have to be very precise. So this is just for you to practice subdivisions. And also probably I can create more trunk right here. So let's choose extrude mode, and right click, extrude along normal, something like this. And we can go to the top view, select all the face, press S and Z for make this one, not Z, sorry, S and X to make the S and Y, sorry, S and Y to make this one thinner. And also, since right now everything was vertical, it looks weird, because since it's a tree, for sure it's supposed to have some kind of randomness. So I will press R and Z, make this one rotations. And for this tree as well, I will choose in these guys, go to top view, press 7, R and Z rotations. Choosing the face right here. 7, R and Z for rotations. Scale down. And if you want to create more segment, for sure you can just Control R, increase one more segment, and go to face, extrude face. For sure, this one is way more complicated compared to last things we did, because you have to adjust the face of the object, you have to change the typology. But when you are going to do some more detailed modeling, that's something necessary. Okay, so let's try to create something like this. And also, just like what we did, you can choose in the edge right here, and everything here, and mark sharp, make them become more flattened. Also, you can using Control B to increase the segment. Alright, so this is the trees which I made. Let's go to the solid mode. It looks okay, I would say. Probably this part was a little bit weird. So let's go to this part, choosing this face, S and X scale down. Alright, so I will keep this tree looks like this, but now the things I want to do is to add on some leaves. Let's change this part. Move this one inside. And make sure you select all the face, otherwise things will go wrong. Okay, go to the top view, move. Okay, so now let's go to the front view and let's press Shift. This time I just want to use in mesh and a sphere, UV sphere. And actually we don't need that much segment, so we can do that again, Shift A, mesh and UV sphere. And every time when you create a new scene or when you finish operations, there will be a tool panel come out, and you can do some detail change about the operation. But once you click another operation, the panel will disappear and change to another panel for the new operation. So remember that, okay? So I will reduce the number of the segments. So for this time, probably just 24, something like that. And enlarge the size of the sphere. And just like what we did on Metaball, I will just double click, click. Alright, just create a lot of tree leaves. And let's go to the top view, and we can do the same thing just like what we did before. And you can rotate R and Z for rotations. And also, for sure, some parts supposed to be bigger, some parts supposed to be smaller. Press S for scale down. So once you finish, let's choose all of them. Ctrl J, join them together. Now let's go to the solid mode. So it looks nice for now. So I think I can just leave the tree like this, already detailed enough, and you can right click, shade smooth. So let's choose these guys and move this one to the side. So now we have 3 different trees, and we can base on this operation to do some, well, interesting modifications. So let's shift D this pine tree first. And I'm going to do, the things I'm going to do, go to the edit mode, choosing all the pine trees leaves, choosing P for separated. So now this they become 2 different objects. And before we do this, the next following part operation, don't forget to save your file. So I will call this one trees. Save the file. And also for this one, we can duplicate it, Shift D, move it to the side. So now I'm going to do equals remesh. And for the mesh, as far as I can see, you have some different options. We can choose in block first. And you can increase the number and you can decrease the scale. Okay, so if you increase more, like, okay, I want more, well, it will become more details. Or you can choose in voxelize. You can decrease the voxelization or increase the voxelization, and they will be merged together. So it's a very interesting way to do the operation. And also you can keep adding on more stuff. So I create one more remesher. The next part I'll choose in block. So actually you can keep adding on new different stuff. And for sure you can duplicate it and probably rotate a little bit, R and X for 90 degrees, something like this. Alright, and now I'm going to apply. And for this one, let's do that again. Apply, apply. So next part, let's join them again, Ctrl J, and using remesh again. And you can choose in sharp as well as smooth as well. This time I will use in sharp. So with this way you can create a lot of different type of leaf. Alright, so let's choose in apply. And how about the trunk? The trunk probably, well, it will be harder for you to control, but actually I think we can try to rather than use this guy, probably we can using another trunk to replace this one. So let's delete this one and shift the D, copy this guy, and go to tab key, choosing all the face right here, press L and just delete. I will just delete the face. So now it becomes clean. So now it's a new tree right here. And I think we can change the position a little bit. Make this one like these guys. Well, right. So now this is a new tree. Let's move this one to the front. And also, because this one is too sharp, we can actually add on one bevel modifier, and it will create this kind of sharp, smooth edge for you. So this is another trick. So for this one, we can do the same thing, just like what we did right here. Go to here, this part, and let's use in remeshers. Alright, and you can choose in smooth or sharp or block. I think block actually is pretty fun. I think I like using block. So let's reduce the number right here and scale this one up. Okay, so once you finish, choosing apply, and you also apply one more bevel. So this is another trick. So with the different modifier and different model tools, actually we can create a lot of different tree type. Right? So that's the tutorial for today. Please try to using the reference image and the technique which you have learned in this class and create some more tree. And that's the things we are going to use for our project. And before you leave, don't forget you can choose in join or using Ctrl P for set a parent relationship for your object. For this one as well, Ctrl P for object setting the object to your for the parentship. Alright, so don't forget to save your file and see you next time.